Dive deep into the intricate history of the USA-Russia relationship, a tale of rivalry, cooperation, and complex geopolitics. The story of this relationship is one that is as old as the nations themselves, and it is a story that has shaped the world we live in today. In the early days, the United States and Russia, then under the rule of the Tsars, had limited interactions. But as both nations grew in power and influence, their paths began to intersect more frequently. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, their relationship was largely defined by trade and diplomacy. However, the two world wars that rocked the first half of the 20th century brought about a new dynamic. In both World War I and II, the United States and Russia found themselves on the same side, united against common enemies. These global conflicts fostered a sense of cooperation and camaraderie between the two nations. But beneath the surface, tensions were brewing. The stark differences in ideology, governance, and economic systems were becoming increasingly hard to ignore. Post-World War II, the world was left in a state of flux. Europe was divided, and the United States and Soviet Union emerged as the world's leading superpowers. Each held a contrasting vision for the future of the world order. The United States, with its capitalist democracy, and the Soviet Union, with its socialist republic, were at odds. This ideological divide, coupled with the quest for global dominance, set the stage for the most defining period in their relationship, the Cold War. The USA-Russia relationship is one that has had profound implications on a global scale. It has shaped international relations, influenced global politics, and left a lasting impact on the world. The dynamics of this relationship, the shifts in power, the conflicts, and the cooperation have all played a part in shaping the course of history. This sets the stage for the Cold War, a period of intense rivalry and competition between the two superpowers. As we delve further into this fascinating history, we'll uncover the intricate details that make the USA-Russia relationship one of the most compelling narratives in world history. The Cold War era, a time of ideological divide and nuclear brinkmanship, significantly shaped the USA-Russia relationship. It was a period that stretched from the close of World War II in the mid-20th century to the early 90s. This era was characterized by a tense political and military standoff between the two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, although they never directly engaged in full-scale warfare. The origins of the Cold War can be traced back to the differing political ideologies of the West, led by the United States, and the East, led by the Soviet Union. The West championed democracy and capitalism, while the East was a stronghold of communism. This ideological divide created a rift that would define international relations for nearly half a century. Key events that marked this era include the Berlin blockade, the Korean War, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and the Vietnam War, among others. These events highlighted the extreme measures that both sides were willing to take to safeguard their interests and ideologies. One of the most defining aspects of the Cold War was the nuclear arms race. Both the United States and the Soviet Union amassed an unprecedented number of nuclear weapons, creating a balance of terror that threatened global annihilation. The phrase mutually assured destruction became a widely used term to describe this dire situation. The Cold War had a profound impact on global geopolitics. It divided the world into two distinct spheres of influence, with many countries forced to align with either the United States or the Soviet Union. This division led to numerous proxy wars, political coups, and economic sanctions, shaping the world as we know it today. As the Cold War ended, the dynamics of the USA-Russia relationship underwent a dramatic shift. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the subsequent dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the end of this era, ushering in a new phase of global politics. But that's a story for another time. In the wake of the Cold War, the USA and Russia navigated a new path of cooperation and challenges. The dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 led to a significant shift in the global landscape. The USA and the newly formed Russia found themselves navigating unfamiliar waters as they sought to redefine their relationship. The early post-Cold War years were marked by significant cooperation. The two nations found common ground in areas such as nuclear disarmament and space exploration. They worked together to reduce their nuclear arsenals through a series of strategic arms reduction treaties, a stark contrast to the arms race that had defined much of the Cold War. Meanwhile, space exploration offered another avenue for collaboration. The Joint Shuttle Mir program in the mid-90s symbolized a new era of cooperation and shared scientific goals. Yet, while these instances of cooperation were promising, they were not without their challenges. Economic disparities, political instabilities, and differing ideologies continued to strain USA-Russia relations. The economic turmoil that plagued Russia in the 90s and the expansion of NATO into former Soviet territories were points of contention. These challenges highlighted the complexities inherent in forging a new relationship after decades of rivalry. Moreover, the role of both nations in international organizations during this period was crucial. The USA and Russia, as permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, held and continue to hold significant influence over global decisions. Their interactions within these organizations often reflect the broader dynamics of their bilateral relationship, oscillating between cooperation and conflict. However, even amidst these challenges, the post-Cold War period represented a significant departure from the intense rivalry of the Cold War. It was a time of exploration, of testing the waters of cooperation, and of negotiation in the face of disagreement. The post-Cold War period set the stage for a new phase of USA-Russia relations, marked by both collaboration and contention. This was a time when the two nations had to redefine their relationship in a drastically changed world, setting the groundwork for the complexities that continue to characterize their interactions today. In recent years, the USA-Russia relationship has been marked by a mix of bilateral agreements, disagreements, and increasing cybersecurity concerns. The dance of diplomacy is intricate and nuanced, with each step leading to a momentous shift in the world order. In the past few years, the USA and Russia have signed several bilateral agreements, yet there have also been notable disagreements. From nuclear disarmament to regional conflicts, these two global powers have found common ground and divergence alike. One of the mainstays of their relationship has been the New START Treaty, a key nuclear arms control agreement. It was extended in early 2021, reflecting a shared commitment to nuclear non-proliferation. Yet, disagreements have been equally prominent. The issue of human rights, for instance, has been a sticking point, with the USA raising concerns over the treatment of political dissidents in Russia. Adding another layer to this complex relationship is the increasing concern over cybersecurity. Accusations of cyber espionage and interference in domestic affairs have been hurled from both sides. The attacks on American infrastructure and the alleged Russian interference in US elections have escalated tensions, prompting calls for stronger cybersecurity measures. The economic ties between the two countries have also seen ups and downs. Trade between them was worth around $20 billion in 2022, but this is a fraction of what it could be. Sanctions imposed by the USA over issues like Ukraine and cybersecurity have played a substantial role in limiting economic exchange. Russia's counter-sanctions have further strained the economic relationship. Yet, despite these hurdles, areas of cooperation persist. In space exploration, for instance, the USA and Russia continue to work together, a testament to the potential of shared goals and mutual benefit. In conclusion, the recent developments in the USA-Russia relationship paint a picture of a delicate dance between cooperation and confrontation, agreement and disagreement, cybersecurity concerns, and economic ties. These developments underscore the ongoing complexities in the USA-Russia relationship. Looking ahead, the USA-Russia relationship holds potential for both collaboration and conflict, shaped in large part by public opinion in both nations. As we gaze into the future, the realm of possibilities stretches out before us. Could we see these two great nations working in tandem to tackle the world's most pressing issues? Climate change, global health crises, and nuclear proliferation are just a few areas where their combined efforts could truly make a difference. Yet, the road to collaboration is strewn with persistent challenges. Cybersecurity threats loom large, with accusations of interference and hacking a constant source of tension. Economic sanctions continue to strain the relationship, creating a financial tug-of-war that impacts not just the two countries, but the global economy at large. In the face of such challenges, the importance of dialogue and diplomacy cannot be overstated. It is through open and respectful communication that these nations can navigate their disagreements and find common ground. Diplomacy is the bridge that can span the chasm of discord, offering a path to mutual understanding and cooperation. But let's not forget the role of public opinion in this geopolitical dance. How the citizens of the USA and Russia perceive their nation's relationship can greatly influence its trajectory. In the United States, there is a sense of wariness, a lingering Cold War mentality that views Russia with suspicion. On the other hand, in Russia, there's a perception of being unfairly targeted by the USA, creating a defensive stance. The media plays a significant role in shaping these perceptions. Media portrayal can fan the flames of distrust or nurture the seeds of understanding. It can paint a picture of an unbridgeable divide or highlight the shared goals that unite these two countries. Despite the challenges, the USA-Russia relationship remains crucial to global geopolitics, necessitating continued diplomatic efforts. In conclusion, the USA-Russia relationship has evolved significantly over the decades, shaped by historical events, geopolitical realities, and public opinion. From the Cold War era to recent developments, the relationship's dynamics have shifted, marked by both cooperation and challenges. The future outlook suggests potential areas of collaboration, but also persistent challenges. Public opinion and media portrayal further complicate this complex relationship. Yet, the importance of continued diplomatic efforts remains paramount. As we move forward, the USA-Russia relationship continues to evolve, underscoring the need for understanding, dialogue, and diplomacy.